4 days in Vegas unless you win the first one. See, because 1 is part of 4. And when you don't win 1, you don't get 4. And there won't be 4. But for the men, Lobo men, what the heck? That was a heck of a night. It was a good time. It was a good look. It's kind of a good team. Ladies are done. Men are getting started. We got a lot to do. Happy Monday to you. Welcome to March. It's your opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Siembieda, JJ, Micah, and Josh. What's up, y'all?
What it do?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Good weekend?
Good weekend.
Yeah?
Solid weekend.
Solid weekend.
It's all right.
You got Liverpool lost. I mean.
Yeah, they did.
Dude.
The streak is over.
It was 1 win away from the all-time, all English top 5 leagues, from what I understand. Look, I follow my footy.
Yeah, it was a shocker losing to Watford, of all teams, in the unbeaten streak for Liverpool.
I was stunned. Just
Shocking.
stunned.
Lord.
What the hell? All right, we got a lot to do today. We got a lot to do. Your guest list today, 8 o'clock this morning. Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us. Spring practice gets opened up for football. So now it's time to go to work on the football field for Danny Gonzalez and his new Lobo staff and this Lobo football team. Spring practice starts. It's now. We're in it. So Danny's going to be with us coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. 9 o'clock this morning, Hunter Green, the Lobo Basketball Radio Network analyst, will be with us. 66-64 Lobo men's basketball win over Utah State Saturday night in the Pit and headed into Vegas. Ladies are done, JJ. And let's start with the ladies and we'll get into the men. 74-64, they lose the 8-9 game to Nevada. We're up in the third quarter, up by about 5 or 6 points. Look like they might take control. And then completely went cold. And good night now on what was not a fun season.
Not at all. And it's the story of this team in conference play is they hit threes, they're going to be pretty good, and they're going to be in games. Well, this time they were in a game for a little while despite not shooting but unable to finish. And it's been a trend for both basketball teams of having close games go against them. One of them, the men, on Saturday night were able to turn that tide, and the women's season ends. And for Mike Bradbury, it'll be interesting to see what he takes away from this year, not just for his program, but from himself. And it just felt like he could never get this team on the same page. Because once again, he was talking to us about mindset and readiness, and the turnaround was so quick. And it's like, well, you knew it was coming.
Everybody has it. You're not the only one.
Exactly. It's been a challenge, and they just could not be on the same page consistently in Mountain.
Yeah, I don't know if Nevada. Let's see, Nevada played San Diego on what was the last game? Friday? Is that when it was? Thursday. It was Thursday. So Nevada played in San Diego. You played in Logan. Yeah, it's tougher to get to and from Logan. But everybody had the same turnaround. And you know what? You would have had a longer turnaround if you didn't finish ninth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have had the extra day to turn around. But you didn't. And that's I you knew this one was coming. I'm struggling with this. Is it fair to say that coach complains more about the schedule than any coach you can recall?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's done a nice job with the program. This year was obviously a setback in 15 and 17, but that coach tends to complain about. He complained a lot about starting the conference season early, and they lost those two. He complained about that. Everybody's got it, man. Just go out and play it. Like if you're complaining to the media, what are you saying to your team? And what's your mindset? Honestly, if you're saying it in the media, what's your mindset?
Are you saying it to your team?
Of course you are. It's part of your message.
They are feeling just, I guess, the angst about the scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah, the message is that's in front of us. Let's go knock it down.
And it wasn't a surprise to anyone. They knew this year the Mountain West tournament was pushed up.
Yeah.
The schedule's laid out. You got your games in December, and you're going to be finishing on a tighter schedule for the women because the tournament started 3 days earlier.
Yep.
Knew it was coming.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. Jaden De La Cerda had 20. Antonia Anderson had 10 rebounds, 17 rebounds for Shai Magruder to go with her 6 points. But the Lobos shot 4 of 29 from three-point land, 22 of 73 overall field goal percentage. Overall, so they shoot 23% for the game. I'm sorry, 30% for the game from the field, 13% from three-point land, and Lobo women's season is over. Then there was Saturday night in Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit, 66-64 Lobo men. I watched the game. I saw the whole thing. I watched go out, and I thought there was no way they could do anything with Neemis Keita. And if they get him again, I don't know what they're going to do. But the bottom line is they were scrappy. They kept throwing bodies at him, and he didn't play very well. We turned it over 8 times. But a lot of them were just bad turnovers. Hoping that he would miss a shot and turn the ball over, and he did. And you played well and made plays down the stretch. I thought Corey Manigault was very, very good on Saturday night. It's a good win. I mean, I don't even know. Like so totally unexpected to me against a team that was playing well, that is good, that you had no answer for Keita, but you kind of did because you just kept throwing bodies at him. And I thought he helped you.
And Corey Manigault's finish was fantastic, but the comeback, he wasn't on the floor.
I know.
And this is what's mind-blowing about that performance is you figured, all right, Corey Manigault's going to have a huge game overall. And while he was good at the start for a few minutes and some jumpers, and at the end, they made the comeback playing a lineup that you don't expect. And
especially against a 7-foot pro.
Keita, who you look down, he was 8 of 12. I didn't think he was that good.
No, I didn't either.
And then you realize, the 8 turnovers, they struggle getting him the ball in the post. He doesn't finish well. He is a fantastic defensive presence and is rebounding, but his offensive game is questionable.
Well, he doesn't
even going 8 of 12.
He doesn't pass the ball well. Yeah. He struggles when harassed. Like a couple of those turnovers where he dropped. He lost the ball just by being harassed. He tried to make passes, would throw him away. And it's a good thing because you win the game by 2, and he turned the ball over 8 times. Because I don't know what they do if they get through if they get through San Jose State on Wednesday to the Lobos. And the Lobos will now play in the 7-10 game, which will be at 2:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Mountain time. If they get through that, they get the same Utah State team on Thursday. I don't know how they get through them again. Now, I thought the ejection was completely warranted. Porter that was flagrant too, and it was. That's the guy who hit the big shot last year in the Pit, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. And just for the Lobos on Saturday night, they showed just like a character and a togetherness that you have not seen from this team since they won their 15th game of the season.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. To me, it was so totally unexpected,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was pleasant. It was good to see. I thought they defended about as well as I've seen them defend. I don't know, probably this year.
And just the game. When they were missing shots more times than not, they were driving to the rim as opposed to just settling. Defensively, to your point, they were harassing Keita. The help defense I thought was really solid throughout the night. It was a group that's why I held on hope for so long earlier in Mountain West play. Like, they're talented enough to figure something out. They should play better than they have. And they just could never get it together. On-court, off-court issues. There's a lot of raw emotions from Paul Weir in his post-game on Saturday night. Yeah, you can. It is. He's acknowledging it. He said it was tough. There's times I wanted to kill Jaquan, and he wanted to kill me, but here we are. And it was a moment in which this team, I didn't see it coming. I was wondering, where is this group
I absolutely.
Because they were down 6. They hit free throws. To your point, the Abel Porter flagrant into it's something that propelled them after that. And one of the things Paul said with Lyle is the last 2 games he's played better basketball, and he feels it's been because there's moments that he's let get away. Like he's been that guy we've seen on the floor. I'll just head down, not getting back. I missed another shot, this or that. And he said he's felt that Lyle, at least the last 2 games, has gotten past that.
It never took him out of the game.
And we've seen a better basketball player. Air Force Lyle was solid until the bobble at the end. And then you look, 10 assists on Saturday.
Moving the basketball. Better defense. He came up with a key steal on a lazy pass late in the game, a cross-court pass. But the 10 assists were good to go with only 3 turnovers. I played all 40 minutes, and He played a good basketball game.
And that's
the guy you
surprising
thought
because this team has struggled so much
I know.
this year, and then especially playing that type of game against Utah State. It's a matchup that they like, though.
So do you buy it now? Are you bought into this team?
They're beating San Jose State, and I think they'll lose to Utah State like they have in the Mountain West tournament.
So you like
again.
a 6 to 8 point loss to Utah State. They'll play tough, gritty. Utah State will just be better. They've got Merrill. They'll have their point guard back in Porter, and Cato play better. Then they'll play better on a neutral court and beat them. Is what you're saying. All right. I just he played a good basketball game, and I see all the praise, and I think it's great, and I'm glad that the young man was able to get himself together after a lost season, after a lost basketball season. I think that's
and that's all you can do right now.
Yeah.
Heading into Vegas is I expect them to handle San Jose State and be in this position again because they like the way they match up with Utah State. They
everywhere except for the 5 spot. Yeah.
And even there, I know he doesn't have anywhere else to go, but and I asked Paul this after the game. I'm like, what did you see out of Vance Jackson and McQuatch Malawach that's a front court you want to run with? And he said it's not necessarily that. It was they're a more efficient team when they play 3 guards.
Right.
So they're going to play 3 guards more, and then it's, all right, who sits? Is it Madrigal? Is it Malawach? Is it Jackson? Is it one of those forwards to get the guards on the floor? Because they like
it was Madrigal. Yeah.
It was Madrigal. In the foul trouble, played it when he got his 3rd foul. Was it like early in the second half, somewhere in there? They like their athleticism against Utah State. That's a matchup they feel, even with Cato inside, it shouldn't overwhelm them because they feel they can get to Utah State on the defensive end.
505-246-0610. That's how to get at us today. 505-246-0610. What you see from the Lobos on Saturday night. Lady Lobos are done. We'll get into the golf and the baseball from over the weekend. NBA, lots of NBA. You had Zion and LeBron last night. LeBron Morant 2 nights ago. So a lot to look at this weekend. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, and Josh on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Let's get a little closer.
Oh, instead it's a gorgeous pass.
Here's what he'll
just shoot it.
He's going to go all the way.
He's going to fire at the buzzer, and he hits.
Great pass, Hadbury, and thank you very much.
Tie in the district. Inside, fly, Eagles!
Chavez uses some athleticism. And then Morris down low, able to finish. You called it, Steve, in 10 seconds. And look at this, stripped, stolen Watson. Kristen Lucero beats the buzzer! Here's Ian Chavez, the sharpshooter. Got it!
Could have said that any better. He answered the question. He
On
got
a
another
steal
one.
at the buzzer! Back to back for Chavez.
To the paint. Medina from the volleyball lines. Medina wants another one from deep. Oh, he wants 10. Give him 10!
Lewis finds Watson. He's going to finish. One-handed slam. And Ovista, but just all the different scenarios we could see potentially play out ahead of the state tournament.
Hill, the senior top.
No! Ho, ho, ho!
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations
Looking forward to being in Vegas this week. Opening Drive will come to you live from the Thomas & Mack Center. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Lobos open up on Wednesday. Say thank you to our 5 great tournament sponsors who are sending us there. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. American Home Furniture and Mattress. They guarantee you'll pay less. Hooters, your college hoops headquarters. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of the Sunport parking. And Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, Josh. Hunter Green will be with us at 9 o'clock. We'll talk global basketball with him. 8 o'clock, Danny Gonzalez will be with us as we talk global football. They're ready to open up spring practice. How about that? Weather should be good, too. A little breezy. You ready for that?
Good day. I'm ready.
Yeah, I think so,
Get
too.
it.
I think so, too. All right, so atmosphere in the pit was nice on Saturday night, too. I think fans needed that, don't you?
Absolutely, and that was one of the things Paul mentioned right off the bat. It's like, not only am I happy for the team, I'm happy we got this win for the fans.
They needed it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you get to a point where and I don't know where the fans are or were or what they believe, and I'm kind of looking to maybe get a little bit of a feel on that today. But just watching that whole thing go down and this whole season, and like that's why I'm just so, it was a really nice win, but you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To your point, and I saw your tweets, like, where's that team been all year? And it was senior night. Was it one last hurrah? Was it? Because I actually thought they played some defense. I thought they shared the ball. I think Jaquan still takes some shots where you're going, what are you doing? Right? Mm-hmm. And still plays 40 minutes because Paul will not take him out of the basketball game, which all that's great. But I thought, with 10 assists, he played some defense. He distributed the ball. It's frustrating as hell, and I wonder where fans are. Are they like, like that was great?
Well, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
is react to the moment. It doesn't change what happened this year,
right? But where are you now headed into this tournament?
The only thing that's going to change what happens is if they do something crazy in Vegas. Now, it's not going to erase the season they just had and might flip a few people back to Paul's side, but what's laid down this year is set. It's, can you get another moment out of this basketball team? That was unexpected. It was
totally unexpected.
And that was my tweet. Will there be an unexpected moment of Pitt Magic or more of the same?
Yeah.
Boom, unexpected.
And they could just easily lose to San Jose State on Wednesday.
I don't have that feeling.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
San Jose State's not good.
They're not good. No, I think
and now it's not like the Lobos. We should have a ton of confidence in this basketball team, but I expect them to win that game and match up with Utah State.
I do too. I expect them to win on sheer talent. Yeah. Yes. And even Jeff, what do you mean? I mean, they're down 2 starters. Well, they're not anymore. This is what you got. Like we're down 2 starters. You're down Carlin Bragg and J.J. Caldwell, but this is what you got. You've been down them basically all conference play. Like, deal with it.
And it does sound like they've, better late than never, figuring some things out lineup wise, just leaning on the guards, and you're not expecting as much of a problem inside, even though San Jose State has some decent post play, but I think they handle San Jose State matchup with Utah State again, and can they keep it close in the final minutes? Because that's the team that they've played good enough against and then finally got over the hump. But can you do it really 2 times in a week against a good basketball team?
All right. Over the weekend, San Diego State held off Reno. So San Diego State's your 1 seed, 17-1, 28-1 overall. They're your 1 seed. Utah State is the 2 seed. They finished 5 games back of the Aztecs, tied with Nevada and UNLV. All of them at 12-6. Your order will be Utah State, Nevada, and UNLV for 2, 3, and actually, I'm looking at the wrong one. 2, 3, 4. Boise State is the 5. They get the other bye. Colorado State will be the 6th seed, so you will have Colorado State playing Wyoming on Wednesday in the play-in game. That'll be the late game, 6 o'clock our time. 7:10 game, New Mexico, San Jose State. That's at 2:30 Pacific time, 3:30 here. And then Fresno State, Air Force will play the 8-9 game. And the Lobos get out of that, and they get out of the side of San Diego State. I was thinking on as I was watching it, would you rather play San Diego State or Utah State? But I think you're right. Aside from Cada, they match up better with Utah State. San Diego State was down again at halftime. This is kind of their MO, isn't it? They've been trailing a lot of games at halftime. And just came out and blitzed. Boy, Malachi Flynn was good. So good. 36 points. And it was so if there was a doubt going into Saturday night's game, if there was a doubt on who the player of the year in the conference was, and Jalen Harris was terrific, and there was a lot of pump. Was it Jalen Harris? I texted my buddy who was at the game in Reno at halftime, and Reno was up. And I said it kind of feels like, it's Harris against Flynn to decide player of the year. Mal Flynn just took over in the second half, and Jalen Harris, there was about a 5-minute, 6-minute period where he looked like he was sulking, didn't get the ball, and was non-existent for Nevada as San Diego State pulled away. Aztecs, that was a good, solid road test for San Diego State.
And it's how they responded, and that being undefeated isn't easy. In whatever league you are in, and you have that pressure on you, and bubble finally bursts on them at home. They've been in close games, but they've responded after the fact. And if you're Brian Dutcher, you're that staff, while it would have been cool to have an undefeated regular season going to Las Vegas. You want these moments. You want to see how your team responds, bouncing back after a loss, having to come back from a halftime deficit, and they've responded well.
One team who is undefeated in the league, actually there's only two, Dayton and New Mexico State. They share the nation's longest win streaks, both of them at 18. Johnny McCants had 14 points. New Mexico State won their 18th in a row. 62-46 Saturday night on the Blue in Bakersfield. Terrell Brown had 12 for the Aggies. Evan Gilliard, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Jabari Rice, 14 points going into the game is what he was averaging. Didn't make a shot from the floor. He was 0 for 8, and they still were able to win by 16 points. Aggies rolling through the WAC. They got one last home game. It'll be this week against Cal Baptist, the team who's in second place and having a chance to do something special. That was the chant in the locker room. One more for something special, and they got a chance to do something really special, and that's run the table in this league. And we've made the comment, look, I don't care what league you're playing. I don't care where to run the table in your league and knowing you get everybody else's best shot every single night. There's something to it. There's something special to it, and what they're doing, especially a team that doesn't look expected to look like early in the season with all their injuries. They're having a heck of a season. This is a sneaky, really, really good season for New Mexico State.
Yes. Because the outside perspective, you're not going to get the credit you deserve looking at that league on, undefeated in the WAC, whatever. But night in, night out, the injuries, what it takes to win Division I basketball. That's why there's only 2 teams that are undefeated.
That's right.
One of them is Final Four contender. The other is good. Stuck in a bad league, but still doing work.
To win their conference.
Yeah, that has to win to get in.
To get in at 24-6, which is a shame. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. That's how to get into today. Emails Jeff at 610knml.com, JJ at 610knml.com. Hey, don't let this happen to you. Don't go to your business in the morning and find it vandalized or broken into, or get that call in the morning in the middle of the night you've been broken into. Call IPS. International Protective Service, security company that I trust to watch my home. They watch businesses, homes. It takes a long time to recover from a break-in. You can have a full-time guard. You can have a patrol. Here's the beauty. IPS is there for you. You see their cars all around town. Have a fleet of about 100 cars, armed, trained security officers. If your alarm goes off at home or at your business, IPS responds with an armed officer with about 5 to 7 minutes. Police may take hours to show up, and it's just way, way, way too long. Bottom line is, bad guys don't care about you, your home, your business. They just want to steal something. IPS's job is to protect you and stop break-ins before they happen. They are there for you at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or go to ipsglobal.com.
Good morning, sports animals. Time is 7:28. Let's take another look at that commute to work. So far, we got an accident eastbound I-40. That's going to be approaching the I-25 ramps. It's going to be blocking the center lane, so expect a little bit of a delay in that area. And if you do see any other accidents, please give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Micah Turman with your sports animal traffic.
No Lobo women's basketball today, although we had it on the schedule. We did. We had it all, but it didn't happen. Ladies are done. They lost the conference tournament 74-64 yesterday, so that's it. 15-17 is their record, and they are done. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, and Josh. So after the game yesterday, so it was Bill Ferrara, the assistant coach, who spoke with Josh. The way it works at the conference tournament is the head coach goes in, and they've got to do the press conference and that whole thing. So this was with Josh Sushan, courtesy of the UNM Sports Radio Network. Josh with Bill Ferrara after the game on the future of Lobo basketball.
Well, we finished today with the roster that we didn't think we were going to have this year. We were supposed to have, some other people on the team, and so I don't know what our roster is going to look like next year. I'm heading the road recruiting this whole month, and going to get us some kids that can help us rebound the ball and guard people, and that do the right things and are committed to playing hard all the time and practicing hard. So we're going to have some new people come in here that change the culture of the program, and so I would say that. We're pretty good at getting good players in here. Now we just got to get the right ones. And so I'll say to Lobo Nation, you got the right guy leading this thing in Mike. And basically what we've done in the 3 years since I've been here and the 4 years Mike's been here, despite the lumps that we took this year, this thing's headed in the right direction. And we're going to get it back to the top of the Mountain West. We will. So just hang with us. We might take some lumps early next year because there's going to be a lot of new players out there. But we're going to get the right ones out there for you.
All right. So going to work, changing the culture. Usually you hear we're going to change the culture when it's a new coaching staff that comes in, correct?
You do.
Not going into year 4 or 5 of the existing coaching staff, correct?
It sounds like they're addressing some personnel issues player-wise.
Obviously. Mm-hmm. And they've been addressing them all season. Lady basketball fans, kind of curious where you are too.
And I don't know what Josh asked to lead to that answer, but it was interesting that was on Bill's mind, adding in there, hey, you have the right.
He asked him straight up about the future.
Okay. It was how do you feel if hot seat, whatnot? But he added. Bradbury's the guy. Keep buying him.
Yeah, it was yes, and I'm going to work and I'm here for him and yeah, it's like this is an interesting one because it was miserable over there.
Is it?
And if it wasn't for the Lobo men's basketball team stealing all the headlines, they'd have gotten a lot of them too, right? I mean, it was miserable. Over there, they lost 3 players, 3 good players, 3 key players, since Christmas. I guess it was before Christmas, the first 2, and that was a team that was picked 2nd or 3rd in their league, just like the men. Finished 15-17, we're the 9th seed, and you got a coach who's been there a while and was accused of losing control, accused of abuse, right? I mean, flat out accused of abuse. You had former player coming on and saying it's got to change, and this coach is tactics are draconian and unacceptable, and then you had other players coming to his defense, and I mean, you had everything going on this year. You had everything you can imagine going on this year, except for winning. Now, from what I understand, he's addressed it internally, put the hammer down, but yeah, culture change. It's interesting.
There's a lot of disappointment. People are ready to move on in both situations. But the reality of it is you're not changing 3 or even 2 major coaches at this point in time. And I don't believe either basketball coach is going anywhere. The decision from the university to just outright fire the head coach of either program. So it's around the women right now, Jeff. If you're Mike Bradbury, other than just trying to lock in and, I'm just all about basketball, it's your focus. How do you kind of rebuild or get people kind of back on your side?
Yeah, I'm struggling with him more than I am with Paul. I mean, the Paul thing is We've gone over it so much. The Bradbury thing, I don't know what's fact and fiction. Does he really call those women the names that I've heard that he calls those women in practice? If that's the case, all right, you reevaluate what you do and how you do it. Can't do it anymore. Like, maybe that was okay 15 years ago, I guess, if what I'm hearing is right. You got to find a new blend of tough love, what's hard coaching and what's loving on them. You got to understand, because that feels to me that was the biggest issue. It feels to me like they recruit well. It feels to me like they're bringing in players now. They lost. They can't rebound the basketball. They've got to go out and get. I mean, Jeff, what do they do well, right? Well, they're recruiting well. They don't shoot that well, and they don't rebound well. What do they do well? Well, fair enough.
And that's why your season ended on a Sunday in the 8-9 game.
In the 8-9 game. So if I'm him, it's harder for me to answer the question if I'm him, because I guess I don't know exactly what the issues are. I've heard allegations. I've heard the other side of the allegations. Does Mike need to sit down and redefine who he is and how he coaches? I don't know, but I'm sure he's had a lot of internal soul searching. I'm sure he's thought a lot about, wow, is it just this place? Is it just this group? I've had a lot of success coaching the way I've coached. And all of a sudden now it's wrong, it's antiquated, it's abusive. They're yelling at me. Like, I know what I'm doing is right. He probably believes in his heart he's doing it the right way. How does he evolve into the next chapter, and if he even needs to? So it's a long answer to say, I'm not really sure.
A lot of it is internal, but how do you present that externally? You know, when you had 3 players leave, you have back and forth between Lobo players. The letter in favor of Mike Bradbury, then people coming out, the cryptic tweets you get all the time. Just wait. Well, we're still waiting in a lot of these cases to figure out what is going on behind the scenes. But it's been an incredibly disappointing year for basketball.
Yep.
You look at a women's team that's picked to finish second, and then everything fell apart on them. And then to your point, if the men hadn't had even bigger issues, there'd be a little more pressure, because people do notice, people care, people watch women's basketball in this market.
Yeah.
And to go out like that and have conference play get away from you, a lot of frustration.
All right, Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us at the top of the hour. Lobo football practice. Spring practice opens up this week. We'll talk more Lobo men's basketball coming up at 9 o'clock. Hunter Green, the analyst for Lobo basketball on the Lobo or UNM Sports Radio Network. When we get back, let's take a look at the brackets, the high school brackets. You got some really interesting first-round games. Adam was saying it was going to be interesting, and the state tournament starts Friday and Saturday for the girls and then the boys, so we'll get through that. Hey, no one does home loans and lines of credit like Kirtland Federal Credit Union does. Home equity is the value in your home. A home equity loan or line of credit lets you turn that value, your value, into cash or credit. So does your home need a new bathroom or a kitchen or maybe just some upgrades? Put Kirtland Federal Credit Union to work for you and check out their offerings. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, there's zero closing costs, and it could save you thousands of dollars on your home equity loan or line of credit. It's easy to apply. You can use your cash or credit for anything, an upgrade, an event, any expense you may have. Stop by and see the experts at the Kirtland Federal Credit Union Home Loan Center at the corner of Jefferson and Osuna. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. They are more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender federally insured by the NCUA.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Local Union 412 Find a career with benefits, not just a job, at UA Local 412 Training Center. We are looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC tech apprentices and journeymen.
All right, this never happened before.
Never.
The 11 seed in the Mountain West Women's Conference Tournament beat the 6 seed. Now, I do remember the 12 seed beating the 1. Well, how did it work? Could have been the 12 seed. The 8 seed beat the 1 seed. Remember when Colorado State had one loss and they lost in their first game? But Utah State, the 11 seed, beat San Diego State 81-79. So all you Aztec haters can feel good about life.
Ain't got next now.
Yeah, Aztec women are out. 81-79, Utah State beat them. Got a good analogy. Jim sent me an analogy on Lobo men's basketball game on Saturday, where they beat Utah State 66-64. In hindsight, he says, Lobo win is like making a 45-foot putt to make a snowman on a par 4. I'll buy that. Like a 45-foot snake from the other end of the green. Oh, great putt. What'd you get? 8.
That or an eagle in a round of 90. 9.
I'll take an eagle in a round. Oh, for you and me or for a
like
pro?
Anyone.
I'll take
That's
an eagle in a
not
round
decent
of
at
90.
golf.
I said, yep. It's like hitting. I hold out from the sand at Paco on my third time.
The way I look at it, it's we know it's not changing the season, but you can't sit here and then vomit all over that moment just because the rest of the year was junk.
I don't want to vomit all over the moment. I'm just not going to sit here.
Like,
and
it doesn't.
Oh my goodness, it was a great pit moment, and because you beat an 8-loss team, who was on the bubble. Like I was reading. Oh my God, it reminds me of old times in the pit. No, that's not like beating a ranked San Diego State team or a ranked Nevada team. It was a nice.
It's not going down in history.
Thank you.
No, not at all.
I was reading, I was watching the Twitter, and it's like, oh, it reminds me of old times. This is one of those all-time great pit games. No, you beat an 8-loss. What?
Your timeline is very interesting.
Yeah, it was like you beat an 8-loss team who was on the bubble.
I think it just, to me, what stood out the most is just kind of the character that team showed, which we didn't expect.
Yeah.
For a tight game, you're down 6, 5 minutes to go. The flagrant 2, you hit some free throws. You're defending like crazy with no big body inside on Keita. You're forcing 8 turnovers. Like, it doesn't change anything that has happened. But that night was just so unexpected because they did things. We're just sitting here for the entire conference season wondering, why aren't you doing that?
Why
aren't you doing this? And they were able to do it in an unexpected moment against a good basketball team after so many nights have gone against them.
No, I couldn't be happier. Yeah. By the way, it gets me a nap. Like, they don't play till 2:30 on
You were very
I'm all about it.
Very happy with that.
I'm not bitter about it at all. I got to do that show in Vegas from 6 to 9. I can go catch a little nap before the 2:30 game. Yes. No, there's nobody happier than me.
But it's more of how, like, why now? How did this happen now? As opposed to being able to close out a game against Air Force or Fresno State on the road.
I can't
insert any other game.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. By the way, we'll be in Vegas. Opening drive on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the conference tournament. Looking forward to be there. Thank you to these 5 great tournament sponsors who are getting us there. Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. Hooters, your college hoops headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. And 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. I hope that parlays into something. I hope that constitutes something within that locker room and says, man, that was really fun. Let's go do it again. Let's go make a run and shock the world and see what we can do. I hope that parlays into some excitement in Vegas this week. I really do, because that was a potential. And I've been telling you, JJ, for months, that even without Bragg and Caldwell, I thought this team was just way too good to be playing the way they were. And it wasn't even just the results. Like, we love. I've heard countless times. Oh, there were a lot of close losses. There were 4 close losses in there. There were a lot of blowouts. Right?
Yeah. The moment you 105 to Colorado State, just games that absolutely destroyed.
At Nevada, Colorado State,
UNLV.
Yes. Yeah, there were a lot of blowouts. So. Do I have time? I know we're going to talk about the high school brackets here, but we'll do that after we talk to Danny. Do I have time for this call? All right. Good morning, Brutus.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
All right. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to hear on Monday morning. I still don't have my voice back, and Lobo basketball. It was great to go to the pit and get that experience again. Okay, it was great for the fans. I agree with JJ there. It was unexpected. Okay, it was unexpected. Most of us in the crowd, we were just sitting there. Well, this is going to fall apart in the second half. We all know that's going to happen. They go down 14 and they come back. What's changed? What's changed is Eddie Nunez came out and was adamant that there was going to be some
accountability
consequence.
Let me tell you something about that.
Had to start. He didn't say Paul Ware directly, but he basically said our coaches have to be accountable. Okay. Since then, we've seen Paul Ware. The Paul Ware we saw maybe at the end of the first season. Okay, a bigger commitment, more intensity, more passion, more desire, and that trickles down to the players. I think the bench is a great motivator. These guys really played their hearts out the other day, and the thing is, that's what Lobo fans wanted the whole time. Okay, if we could get that all the time, win or lose, at least there's that satisfaction. They played with everything they had. Okay, and the thing is, Jackson the other night, if Jackson was to play like that, game in and game out with some consistency, there you have an all conference player. Okay, there you got a great player on this team, but that doesn't happen. But let's hope the recommitment. Lobo fans, we're hopeful. We're hopeful something's going to happen. A recommitment. The talent is there. Okay, yes, they're more athletic than Utah State, but if they play with all their heart, if they play with passion, if they make that commitment to defense, if they do those things that are necessary to win basketball games, good things can happen.
All right. Appreciate it, Brutus. It's good to hear you. One thing on Eddie Nunez coming out, like he had that rectangle table a couple weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. Was that like a week ago Thursday? That's when he told the media. He obviously told his coaches before, and it was a couple weeks before that where he had that meeting where it's like, hey, I'm holding people accountable. The day it happened wasn't the day he told.
1 minute.
Now that may be the day that you saw things change, but that was made clear to his coaches well before that day that he sat down and had that conversation with the media. All right, we're going to talk football when we come back. Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us, Lobo football coach. There's a schedule out. You've got spring practice starting this week. You into it? We'll talk football with Danny when we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
I think the favorite part of the Sports Bar is the insights, the knowledge.
the 29th of February. 6 months at that. That'd be August 29th. 6 months from last Friday, Lobos will open up football season against Idaho State. Tomorrow they get to work with a new coaching staff. Spring practice opens up. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, glad you're with us. We'll get back to hoops talk, I'm certain. But we're going to talk football because Lobo football opens up spring camp. Tomorrow, the first camp under this new coaching staff, and the first camp as a head coach for Danny Gonzalez, who joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good morning, Danny. How you living?
Good morning, guys. Living great. How about you?
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate you spending some time. So you get into coaching and coach football, and all the stuff you've been doing since December and when you've been hired and shaking hands and radio and recruiting, all that's probably nice and all, but you get to coach football this week, and I got to believe that's the fun part of what you do.
Finally, there's no doubt. Coach Long was giving me a hard time this morning because I told him I had radio this morning, and then we have a press conference this afternoon, and finally we can start practicing some football and doing what we do around here. So it's been great. The reception's been great, but now we can actually get to work on the field. The guys have done a great job in the off-season program, but we actually get to start doing some football stuff tomorrow, so it's exciting.
How much of an idea do you have of what you've got as a football team? I mean, you'll know more when we sit here in 3-4 weeks and talk about it, but as you go into this now, how much in your mind is preconceived notions, and how much is let's just see what we got and everything's wide open?
Right now, it's just let's just see what we got, and it's wide open. We've seen them work in the weight room. They have. I mean, the number one goal coming, people have been asking, what's your expectation next year? What's your goal? I mean, for the foundation of our program and the culture right now, we're just trying to teach these kids our expectation of how hard they're going to play, our expectation of how mean and nasty they're going to be. And if we can get that over the next 4 weeks, really 5 weeks of spring break, if we can establish just a hint of that, then we'll make progress towards where we want to get with this program.
Danny, when you look at spring, then the summer, going into fall, how much football installation do you do as opposed to what you just described about kind of the mentality of what you want your team?
Well, with the new NCAA rules over the last couple of years, where you can actually have them for 8 hours this time of year, you can be in the meeting room with them, you can be out on the field. All those things have been great. So our installation is actually probably a step ahead of where we would have been if we had done this 3 or 4 years ago, because you can actually go out on the field and we can walk through stuff. There's no footballs or anything, but we can actually give them an idea of where we're going to line up, how we're going to go, and we've been doing that both sides of the ball. Our position coaches have been meeting with their guys. We've taken full advantage of that opportunity so that when we get out there tomorrow, they know exactly where they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to do it. Now, like I said, the expectation of how hard we want them to go, they have no idea what's in store for them for tomorrow, but that's part of the fun of this deal.
Danny Gonzalez is a Lobo football coach. He's with us on the opening drive this morning.
Well, let's start going through some of those positions and question quarterbacks. What do you think about the guys that you have on campus right now?
You know what? Athletically, they're tremendous. I mean, Tavaka has the most experience around here. He's played the most games. He can throw the ball well. He's trying to be a leader off the field so far. So until we actually get to see him play some real football, it's hard to say now. Those guys usually don't get hit this time of year just because you need those guys to be healthy next year, and we've had a lot of issues at that spot in particular of keeping those guys healthy. So I don't know that they'll get much live action, but the other 21 guys on the field will be live all over the place. Now, Trey Hall, he is as athletic a young man as I've been around in a long time. Coach Wareheim and them have all done a good job, and Coach Salkin have done a good job so far trying to install. And then Brent Hughes, you were still rehabbing his shoulder, so we're going to have to work through that through the spring. And then Connor Ganal, we've got 4 guys in the program right now that are athletic. 3 of them will get the majority of the reps, and then we'll figure out where they are when we come to the end of spring ball, where we are going into fall camp.
Danny, Brent Hughes is really interesting to a lot of people because he won the job coming out of camp last year and got hurt in that first game and never saw him again. So I think fans are kind of looking at him with a bit of, I don't know, what do you have there? Because there must be something if he won the job but never got to see him play.
I agree with you 100%, and we're kind of in the same boat right now because we have not seen him really do anything, right? He's still He's still doing everything he can to try and rehab his shoulder. I mean, he just started throwing about 2 weeks ago. And when I say start throwing, he's throwing the ball at a maximum around 20 yards. I mean, they're really doing everything that they deem is necessary to get him rehab so that when we actually get into summer, he'll have a good chance, and that's late summer before we get into fall camp, he'll have a chance to be 100%. So we won't really get a chance to see what he can do this spring. They're taking extra precaution, which is probably the right thing to do since it's the second injury for the young man. But, I mean, they say he can throw it. His tape, previous tape shows that from the practice tape that we've watched. So we won't really know where we have there, but come fall camp, he'll have a chance to compete. I mean, everybody will have a chance to compete before we start playing on August 29th.
Now, Danny, you do have some exceptional athletes on offense, and it was evident over the weekend. You have some guys running track and field, putting up some great numbers, Jay Griffin, Elijah Lilly, L.O. Johnson. But how do you translate that to the football field and those guys in pads being able to make plays?
You know, I mean, we've taken that in recruiting. We've taken on that mantra of we want the best athlete on the field that performs well in everything, whether it be football, basketball, track, baseball, soccer. It doesn't matter. We want those guys that are all-around athletes. And those three that you mentioned, man, they are fast as all get out. I mean, we have the football team out there watching them at the championships because we talk about all the time. The number one goal in this program is to win championships, and those guys were competing for championships in track. And Coach Franklin and his team did an outstanding job. I mean, we had L.O. Johnson, like you said, win first place in the 60-meter dash. Our 4x4 relay team won first place. And Elijah, he finished in the top four, had the fastest times going into prelim and kind of stumbled out of the blocks with the hamstring. So, I mean, we've got some guys with some exceptional speed. Elijah has proven that he can use that speed on the football field. Jay and L.O. are going to have this opportunity coming up to show that they can do the same. But I enjoy seeing them train in a different manner, and Coach Franklin has done a great job of putting them through some workouts. They still worked out with the football team outside of their track workouts, so those guys are putting in a little bit extra work. I think that stuff is great for all universities when you have guys that can compete in multiple sports, and when the coaches can set a plan that you get the maximum out of both sports. I mean, it's a great deal, and Coach Franklin has been just phenomenal.
Danny Gonzalez with us for a few more minutes. Local football coach. Camp opens up tomorrow, and August 29th is when the season will start. I haven't talked to you about the schedule yet. I think you knew pretty much what was coming. You open up with Idaho State on the 29th. Will not play a home game in September. Have that Mississippi State, SC, New Mexico State run on the road. You see Zach Arnett in week 2. You're probably going to look at Coach Long and say, you got him that job, or you helped him get that job for what reason when you see him that week? But talk a little bit about the schedule and how it works out. Idaho State, Coach Long's first game as a Lobo coach was Idaho State. It'll be yours too. Then you see Zach on week 2. Then you go to SC. Then you get the rivalry game.
You know, there's some pretty cool stuff there. Like you said, our first game against Idaho State will parallel Coach Long's first game, which is pretty ironic and crazy. The next 2 games, Mississippi State and USC, I thank Eddie all the time for setting that up because he did a great job. He laughs.
And all the money's coming to football, right?
We'll put a plan together to go out there and compete and be competitive. Now, they're better enough athletically, but you play the games for a reason. And we'll throw our hat out there and we'll surprise some people with the competition and the way we compete, and who knows, we might have a chance to win those games. Mississippi State's putting in a new scheme, both on offense and defense. SC, I played them the last 2 years, so we have some familiarity with them. I know Todd Orlando from when he was at Utah State and also at Texas, so we'll have an idea what they're going to do there, and those games are exciting. I mean, I don't view those as a bad thing at all. Now, I told Eddie, any of these teams that we would like to challenge to play home and home because we get them here in University Stadium when we build this culture the way it's going to be and when the city and play shows up. When we were here before, this was a hard place to play for other teams. I mean, we beat Texas Tech here. We had Oregon State on the ropes. Arizona. I mean, we beat Missouri here. We beat Arizona here. So, I mean, we will play those guys. We'll play them anywhere, and I don't care. We'll play anybody anywhere, and we're going to be a mean, nasty, tough football team that'll go and compete. And like I say, you see college football Saturday, there's upsets every week, and why not us? I mean, we are New Mexico true, so why not us? And then as we go through, the part I hate about that is the week after USC, we go to New Mexico State again. Like you said, we don't play a September home game, which is fine. August 29th and October 3rd is close enough to September. And then we have the bye week after those 3 weeks, and we come back for UMass. And then really gets exciting. I mean, we start and we talk about it. Number one goal is to win the conference championship, and if you don't win the conference games, you got no shot at it. So Colorado State, who has beaten New Mexico 10 times in a row, I can't wait for that game up there in Fort Collins, a new stadium. It'll be our first game, our first Mountain West game. And if you look at those first 5, Colorado State, Nevada, Utah State, San Jose State, and then we go to Hawaii, those are all going to be very competitive games. Yep. And if you get on a roll, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, we're going to go out there and we're going to put a product on the field to compete for championships. And I've said this all the way along. It might be a long road. We might take a couple lumps the first couple years, but I'm telling you, by year 3 and year 4, we're going to be an extremely competitive football team trying to win the championship in this league.
Danny, when you walk off that football field after the spring game on April 4th, what boxes do you hope to have checked by then?
The expectation of how hard we expect them to play. And it won't be checked because they have no idea. You can throw on tape of our previous schools, both San Diego State, Arizona State, when we were here before. And when we do the professional visits every offseason, the one thing that I take the most pride in, and that we have for the last 20 years, is everybody asks, how do you get them to play so hard? How do you get so many guys to the football? And that's going to be on offense and defense. Coach Wareheim has been all about it. I mean, we've talked about it all week. When the ball's thrown on offense, those old linemen are going to run down there. They're going to chase the ball. If we're around the ball, we prevent turnovers. If we're around the ball, we cause turnovers. We don't break down on defense, so we don't miss tackles because we've got 4, 5, and 6 guys trying to get over there to just annihilate the ball carrier. I mean, that's what our goal is coming out of spring, is for them to understand the expectation of how hard we're going to play, and there's no excuse for not playing that way. I mean, the only excuse they're going to have is standing next to me on the sideline, and that's a boring spot for a football player. So that's our main goal coming out of spring. And anybody that wants to try and watch us establish that, please come out and watch practice. They're open to the public for the next all 15 practices. On Saturdays, the plan is to practice inside the stadium. We've got Saturday, March 28th, up in Santa Fe, and then our spring game on April 4th. Let's get as many people to this thing as possible and kind of show these kids you're behind them, because we're excited to get out there and start putting this product together.
You get to go start coaching ball. Appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. I know you're going to do the press conference today, and then you get to coach football, which is
why you do this. That's exactly right.
That's why you do it. Hey, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. Go have fun. We'll see you out there over the next few weeks.
I appreciate it. And when you guys get back, you were talking about it, get back to talking about basketball. I know our ladies had a tough one yesterday, but Coach Weir and them, they take San Jose State on. We've avoided the San Diego State side of the bracket, so let's go. Let's get hot. I mean, we had a great win the other night against Utah State. Let's get this thing rolling. I mean, our softball team had a great weekend with their tournament. Our baseball team, hey, when you can take a series from the Cougars in anything, it's an outstanding deal. And what's been awesome about being at all those events, our football team has they've been cheering on. I mean, it's been phenomenal around here. So we're excited. It's a great time in Lobo sports. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, Danny,
let's get as many people out there to Pitt West. Yes, sir.
I'm so far over break time, but why has it been so important to you? Real quickly, why is it so important for you to have your football players out at other events, at softball games, at basketball games? Why has that been such an emphasis for you?
Because I want all those sports teams to come and support us when we play here in the fall. And the more students we get involved, the better that student section is going to get. And it starts there, and then it builds to the rest of the stadium. So they're kind of out there. They're hanging out. They're making good friends. They're supporting those guys so that they want to support us. And it's coaches, players. I mean, that's why it's important to me. We are one university. We're one team. And it takes everybody. And if we do this all together, we're going to be successful in every sport, not just football. So that's why exciting. I apologize for keeping you guys over, but go Lobos.
No, it's our fault. No, I appreciate you spending some time. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks.
Danny Gonzalez, head football coach at UNM. I know we went long. I just wanted – why is it so important? Why is it so important to get them out there? And I think the answer is exactly right. We're one university. It's not just our program and their program and their program. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service.
All right, good conversation. Hope you enjoyed that. It always is, and I just like the way he thinks. I like the progressive, and that's not a political progressive. I just like the way he's encompassing, and it's refreshing. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Micah and Josh. Lobo basketball Wednesday, Thomas and Mack Center, 2:30 there, 3:30 here. You can listen to it over on News Radio KKOB 96.3. I'll be there. The opening drive will be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you to Hooters, your college hoops headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. And 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Looking forward to the conference tournament. All right, so what stood out? There are a few things in there for me, but what stood out for you?
They have no idea.
Okay.
And that is in regards to what they're going to get hit with in terms of the expectations.
Oh, the players. Yes. Okay.
Of how the players, of how hard they're going to have to play.
Yep.
And it's the mindset they do expect from Rocky Long, and of course Danny Gonzalez being a branch off the Rocky Long tree. It's just it's a mentality, it's the physicality that when Bob Davies' Lobo teams were good, they had that edge and they talked about it, fighting through it. But this is what you expect when you bring in Danny Gonzalez, you bring Rocky Long back, as to have that edge to Lobo football.
Yeah, I to me that's what stood out the most too is the players have, and I thought you meant the coaches when he said, really not sure what we've got outside the weight room, but to the players. I don't know what the players are looking forward to spring practice, because it's going to be a culture shock to them, and this is going to be the way it is. And I think Lobo fans are going to love that. Here's what Lobo fans loved about Rocky Long teams: the way they played. Now, they didn't love them offensively. It was the same thing that happened to San Diego State. Yeah. And I understand Danny Gonzalez is the head coach, not Rocky Long. But Danny Gonzalez coached under Coach Rocky Long for, 20 years? That's what they're going to be. And I've told this story countless times, but it's been a long time, that when we started up the bowl game and I was going around and I talked to all the coaches in the league at the time, and Troy Calhoun, Kyle Winningham, Gary Patterson, and Joe Glenn at the time at Wyoming all told me, and Bronco Mendenhall said the same thing when he was at BYU, that New Mexico was not the best team that they play every year, but that they were the toughest team, that they were the team that you knew was going to hit you in the mouth. They weren't the most talented, but nobody out-toughed New Mexico. And they all told me in different versions. It wasn't the same sentence, but in different versions of, we know what we're in for when we play New Mexico. And you didn't necessarily hear that over the last 8 years. And not that, Bob Davies' mantra was to outwork everybody. And I think they believe that and I know they worked hard, but I think this is going to be a different level. And you've got these two coaches coming in, and Jason Linsmeyer, and the whole staff is going to be on the same page. I agree with you. That's what stood out to me as well, was how this is going to be a different realm of
And it's interesting to know the ever-changing rules. You're not sure of what you can do, but talking just more X's and O's, and he says at least they were able to put players in positions and walk through, because you can have players together, and as long as there's not football there, it's not a practice, so you're not breaking any rules. So it's like, hey guys, let's line up.
Around like a wad of paper,
right? Like what?
Yeah.
What if you had like a Nerf football
or a softball? Could you throw a basketball around? I know.
What about a dodgeball he can go through practice?
Really? Right.
No, we got those guys out there, just no football involved.
Right.
Okay.
That's cool.
Now we're not breaking any NCAA rules as long as it's not an oblong ball, if it's just
That's
shaped
exactly
differently.
Right. It's always amazing to me. But go by the rules. It's exactly right.
But if you use a rugby ball, is that?
It's not really a football, sir. They call it's Australian rules.
Yeah.
But that's what stood out to me. You don't know what he has in Brant Hughes. Who would, like, if I asked you right now, would you say Tavaka would be the quarterback opening day?
I'm Team Trey Hall now.
Really?
I'm hitching my wagon to Trey Hall.
Now, Danny was really impressed with him as an athlete. So you saw enough in Trey Hall in the last couple of games to say he can run the team?
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of on Brant Hughes, and I don't know why. I haven't seen him, but he won the job coming out of spring last year.
Mm-hmm.
I heard really great things about him. The practice I went to, and again, practice is practice. We're talking about practice, man.
Practice, man.
But I just don't know. And I'm with you, like the Tavaka thing. He's had so many chances. I just don't know if I don't know. There's a lot of questions I have there.
And it's also for Derek Weinheim, the new offense coordinator. What does he want out of the quarterback position? Mm-hmm. Is he going to want a guy that can do a little bit of everything, or is he maybe want the decision-making, pocket presence of a Brant Hughes? And that's the difference. Hughes is more of the pocket guy, stand there, make the decisions, versus Tavaka and Hall can use their athleticism, can get outside the pocket. I think Trey Hall has a high ceiling with his athleticism and the throws he makes. I like this. Late in the season, his decision-making it was quick. It's like if he's putting his foot in the ground, he's going to go, he's going to make the pass. He made the read, and he made the pass. I think it's one where, to your point with Brant Hughes, it's just a great unknown because the guy started the first game of the season, and it wasn't just because of everything else that went on. Now, that was the conversation. Well, Tavaka missed
No, he won
camp.
the job.
He was their guy that they went with to open the season. So I think it's going to, when we talk to Derek Warheim throughout spring camp, just get an idea of what he wants out of these guys, or if he even has an open mind at this point in time, saying, all right, show me, and then we'll tweak some things to best suit you.
I think Danny's got a completely open mind. I think the staff's going to have a completely open mind. I mean, and by the way, for those coaches, this has to be like, yeah, we get to go put on some shorts and whistles and go coach ball. Like
ain't shaking anyone's hand today.
That's why I'm not sitting in anybody's living room. I'm not in a damn airport. I'm like let's go play ball, and that's got to be what it's all about. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Got a stack of emails that I need to get through for you. We'll talk hoops. We could talk the footy. We can talk Aggies basketball if you want. Sunjae Im was a winner at the Honda over the weekend if you want to go there. High school brackets we still got to get through. We got a lot still to do. Hunter Green's going to be with us at 9 o'clock this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash
And it just makes you wonder. Hunter Green's going to be with us coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to talk Lobo basketball, big 66-64 Lobo victory in Dream Style Arena. The Pit. Saturday night, they beat Utah State, the hottest team in the Mountain West Conference going in. Got them out of the 8-9 game. Got them out of their cherry uniforms, actually, and put them in the lights. They'll play San Jose State will the Lobos on Wednesday. The Thomas and Mack Center will be there for that, 2:30 Pacific time, 3:30 your time. 3 o'clock is when Hunter Green and Robert Portnoy will crack the microphone from Albertsons Radio Row at Dream Style Arena, the Pit at the Air Force Reserve. No, it won't be at Dream Style Arena, the Pit. It'll be at Thomas and Mack Center at the Air Force Reserve Mountain West Conference Tournament, right? Is that what it is? Air Force Reserve, correct? Yes. All right, 2460610 if you want to get in, 888-922-0610.
It's the Reese's. That was good times.
They have Reese's there?
Remember when it was sponsored by Reese's?
Yeah, I do.
They went fast.
No, quickly.
They put those out, boom.
Now, typically, at some point, remember they put out the ice cream sandwiches?
No.
Yeah, like it's I'm trying to remember if it's after dinner between those two games, but yeah, those go quick. Media row, little soft. Not everybody's got my physique. Wait, they all do. The media guys probably aren't the most because they work so hard. They don't hit the gym as much.
No, it's a lot of travel.
Oh, bad fast food. Yeah.
Get what you get in the media room.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, look at Josh going, yeah, boy. I understand.
You're not really asking for the ranch on the side. It's
Wait
just
wait for the sweet deal to come through and hopefully get a little something. Yeah. So the ice cream goes. All right. This is from Lynn, March 1st. Jeff, I feel lost. The girls arriving back in town and setting up appointments to check on their equipment. In a normal season, we'd have 3 more weeks of basketball, even if it was just a couple of crummy WBI games. I got you, Lynn. Here it is. It's March 2nd today, right? Women are done. Haven't even played a high school state tournament game. It's crazy. Well, it is. Tella says, taking credit away, Jeff. Sometimes when you win, you need to take credit away from the other team. I thought Utah State collapsed. Numerous bad turnovers from an overrated Cada, and OMG, what was Porter thinking? Back when you and I played in an era of no easy layups, that was how we were taught to foul, but in the soft college basketball game of 2020, you just can't do that anymore. All right, so let me get into that. If you're Utah State, you absolutely feel like you let that get away. If the Lobos would have blown a 14-point lead in the second half, we'd be sitting here killing Paul Weir. Well, we wouldn't maybe, but people would, right? Because it happens over and over again.
Usually
you would say Fresno State, and you would say San Jose State, and you would say, like, what the hell happened? So, yes, there's another, as you tell me all the time, there's always another side.
There's always the other side to it. It's not just 100% comeback. There's elements of mistakes made to comeback.
All right, let me tell you something. Cada's not overrated. He didn't play well Saturday night. He will be a first-round pick, and he will be a good pro. Now, he's still raw. He's still young. He's still learning. He's going to learn how to deal with getting harassed in the post. And I didn't think he played well with his 8 turnovers the other night. He is not overrated.
It goes back to, how are you rating him? Are you rating him as a college basketball player? Or are you rating him as a professional prospect? Because as a college basketball player, he is very, very good because of what he does defensively. Now, if you look at his game going to the next level, he's not a lottery pick. He's potential late first-round pick.
Mid to late first-round pick.
Defensive presence, but that's a tough area to break into the game these days.
Why did you tell me Tony Snell got drafted in the first round? Remember when we went back to it? Why did you tell me? What was it? What do you tell me that draft on?
Potential.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And when you look at Neemias Queta, you can't teach that size and athleticism. Defensively, he is fantastic. Do you see how many shots
really good
he blocked and or altered? And they're going to look at him. There's times where he's got, and you didn't see it on Saturday night. So if you only saw Neemias Queta play on Saturday night, I can almost understand your email to tell me he's overrated. But if you watched him play, there are times where you see that soft hook shot, or you see a quick spin, and he's got it. He didn't have it on Saturday night. I don't know what the deal was Saturday night. Going against smaller guys, he should have. Like, I saw your tweet, and I'm thinking the same thing. When Manigault went out with fouls, I'm thinking this thing's going to get out of control because they have no answer for him, and they did. It was Jackson, and it was Lyle, and it was McQuatch, Malawatch, and everything they threw. Like, give credit to Paul Weir and those players for how they defended creatively Saturday night. But I'm going to just tell you, Neemias Queta is not overrated. He didn't play well Saturday night. And if that's the only glimpse you got of him, I get it. But if you've seen him like he's not consistently good offensively, But he will get drafted, to your point, on potential, because when they get him and work with him and you get a Akeem Olajuwon or you get a big man coach to work with him, he's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, he's reminds me of Clint Capella at the next level.
Okay.
Like a guy that you put
good.
in. Yeah, and it's, all right, you're going to rebound, block shots, and finish at the rim. And I think he can definitely rebound and be a defensive presence at the next level. It's how do you look at these guys? If you were looking at him and saying, I heard he's supposed to be a first-round pick, he wasn't that impressive on Saturday night because of the turnovers, but then to your point, you credit what the Lobos did.
Yeah.
I think it was just
creative.
It was a quickness
Yeah.
that got to him. Like, he had the size advantage. He could get wherever he wanted in the post. When he brought that ball down, there are hands swiping at it. He was turning it over. And it was even the entry passes that the Lobos made difficult on the Aggies.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And so I know Craig Snow is coaching the defense, but give Paul and that staff credit. Isolate Saturday's game, and give him credit for Saturday's game, because I heard all year he doesn't make adjustments and they don't play for him. They played hard Saturday night, and when Manigault got in foul trouble, they had every right to let that thing get out.
There were a couple possessions right after that where it was just they tried to front Queta, they threw it over the top, dunk.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to
play behind him,
double him, got it, quick turn, finish, and you're just sitting there and
Yeah, but I'm just going to tell you, he's not overrated. He didn't play a good game on Saturday night, and he turned the ball over 8 times. But that guy's really, really good, and you're probably going to see him again on Thursday. Let's have that conversation Friday morning, how overrated you think he is. All right, we're going to get back to it. Hunter Green's going to be with us at the top of the hour. I want to give you a little truth on your health, on how you feel, gentlemen, because there's a men's health clinic right here in Albuquerque that can make you feel like you again. Take care of low energy, low T, erectile dysfunction. You just got to pick up the phone and call them. It's on you. New Male is helping thousands of men all over the country, helping these guys feel better. For years, New Male's been the leader when it comes to men's health. They've got the cutting-edge technology, the latest treatments. New Male is helping men deal with depression, hair loss, ED. Pick up the phone and call them at 505-652-1688 or go to NewMale, NUMALE.com. A little bit more truth for you. Guys, when men reach a certain age, low T, lack of energy, ED, it's all natural. But that doesn't mean you got to live with it. And it certainly is nothing to be ashamed of. Call New Male at 505-652-1688. The process is comfortable from the phone call to your first visit to the treatment, and the results are real. Do yourself a favor and take care of you. New Male, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel better.
Sports Animal time is 8:42. Let's take our final look at this morning's roads. We have a new accident. It's going to be at Gibson and University. We were seeing some eastbound delays there, so expect that. And if you do see any other accidents out there, please give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Mike Turman with your Sports Animal Traffic.
today. Who's your first team all-conference team? Now, did you see the women? They put it out. There were 10 people on the all-conference team. They didn't put first and second. And I don't know if they're doing that for the men. But I think there's 3 guys that you say, all right, and maybe 4, but 3 guys you say, all right, Malachi Flynn's all-conference, and he's your player of the year, right? Jalen Harris is all-conference from Nevada. I think Sam Merrill is, right? Is Cada? This is where I'll give you a bunch of names for the other 2 spots. Nico Carvacho from Colorado State, Nemus Cada, Matt Mitchell from San Diego State, Yanni Wetzel from San Diego State, Derek Alston from Boise State, Maldonado from Wyoming, Jessup from Boise State, Lavelle Scotty from Air Force, Bryce Hamilton from UNLV, Nate Grimes from Fresno State. Who are your? I mean, Flynn, Harris, and Merrill are first team, right?
Yes.
And after that, where are you going?
Do you get an extra one from
San Diego State because they won the
San Diego State just
conference by 5 games?
How outstanding they were, and then is it Yanni Wetzel, Matt Mitchell? I think they're deserving.
Who would you go first? Would it be Wetzel or Mitchell?
I'd go Mitchell.
Okay.
I
Wetzel was above. If you just go in stats, Mitchell was the 20th rebounder in league. Wetzel was the 8th leading rebounder in the league. And if you're just going again, and I don't know that you just go stats, Mitchell outscored him. Mitchell was the 17th leading scorer in the league, and Wetzel was 22nd. So you would go Mitchell?
Well, no, you got it. Are you on the Mountain West website?
I am.
Did you click conference only stats?
Those are, and in fact, I'm full game. Yeah.
So this is supposed to be
conference
only. We're talking about all conference teams.
That's fine.
And in that case, it doesn't really change much because Wetzel's still at 11.3 points. Mitchell's at like 13.8. But I think what changes is how Bryce Hamilton jumps into the conversation when we look at conference play because he's the second leading scorer, at least points per game, conference-wise, and points overall behind Harris.
What about Grimes? Because Grimes just pops up there too. Yeah, to go figure out who your other 2 guys are, who are you going? I'm going with Carvacho, and I don't know if I would go with Mitchell or I would lean towards Bryce Hamilton. You okay with that? So if I voted Flynn, Harris, Merrill, Carvacho, and Hamilton, would that be a ridiculous ballot?
No.
All right, I'll give you second team. You want to talk to Josue? What's up, Hoser?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to touch on Danny Gonzalez, as we like to say. Man, I really like what he's doing. You know, I know I've had an opportunity to be around him closely, but just the sense of community, the sense of excitement without even, playing a game yet has been just phenomenal. I think what he does, and every time you guys have him on, it just adds to the excitement. It makes you want to go and purchase your ticket, really, and that's what it does to me. And that's what I compare it to growing up in Texas, like the high school football culture, the community sense of it. Even though, and for him to do it here in Division I level here in New Mexico, I think that is just so neat, and I think it's going to be really something that's really going to help elevate that program as far as getting people in the seats. Just to hear them talk, I think it's just got people excited. They want to go see what it's about. Now, hopefully, they're patient with it, and when things don't go well on the football field, that we're able to keep them in the seats. That's always the hard part. You get them in there as long as you're winning, but as soon as they see some kind of decline, they tend to want to come off. But hopefully that's not the case. But he's done a great job, and just the culture of him getting his players to play really strong, that is very encouraging. So I'm excited to see what their effort is going to be like in the football field, what their stamina is when adversity hits them. And so, boy, it's just very exciting. But every time you hear that guy, you just can't help but just yearn for that football day to get here. So I hope people get out there and see some of the practices and just really enjoy what he's doing.
Good to hear you, man.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
That's good stuff on Danny. Hoser's back. You hear that? All right. Here. Can I give you my ballots?
Yeah.
First team, Malachi Flynn, Player of the Year. Jalen Harris, Sam Merrill, Nico Carvaccio, Bryce Hamilton. Second team, Derek Alston,
1 minute.
Matt Mitchell, Lavelle Scotty, Grimes, and Maldonado.
Ooh.
Third team, Wetzel, Seneca Knight, Jessup, Cada. I'm looking for the part of me went R.J. Williams. My last spot's open on my third team. Am I horrible?
No.
I don't get a ballot, though.
If only.
Can you tell me yours after? You get like a whole Hunter Green segment. All right?
Hunter Green.
Hunter Green's next. We'll talk Lobo basketball with the Lobo legend on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation wine-making legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service.
66-64, Lobos win Saturday in the pit. Senior night, they beat pretty good Utah State team. Move out of the 8-9 game into the 7-10 game. Looking forward to being there. The Thomas & Mack Center on Wednesday, 2:30 Pacific time, 3:30 our time. You listen to Hunter Green and Robert Portnoy over on News Radio KKOB. Thank you to the sponsors who are getting us there for you. Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. Hooters, your college sports headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress. We guarantee you'll pay less. And 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call Attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, and we'll talk some hoops with the Lobo legend, Van Nuys high school legend. He was a legendary Wolf, and Van Nuys got knocked out of the CIF section first round, lost to Palisades 53-41. I'm sure Hunter Green knew that. Did you know that? Pally beat the Wolves and knocked him out? Did you know that? Hunter Green's with us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Hunter. Is he not there? What did you do to Hunter Green? All right, then. Look, I had him all set up.
Oh, man, you teed him up.
Will you call him back? Will you call him back? Please?
No.
All right. We'll get with him in a bit, and just kind of he's like, "Where's the number? What did he's like? Probably what did I do? Good one on Saturday. What does it mean? What will it mean as the Lobos move forward now in the postseason and conference tournament play? What will it mean as they open up against San Jose State? And then if they can get through that to play this Utah State team again. Hello, Hunter, how are you?
Jeff,
sorry
my bad.
No.
I was talking to you, had it on mute.
Oh, is that why I couldn't hear? I'm giving you the Van Nuys Wolves update.
Challenge here on Monday.
That's all right.
You're always bringing up those Van Nuys Wolves, buddy.
That's right. They lost to the Dolphins of Palisades. Steve Kerr's old school.
Yeah, we were City, though. We weren't CIF.
That's how it is now. I'm just telling you. It's all CIF now. CIF City
Jeff, what's
section.
happening?
Lots. All right. So what? Tell me what the win means on Saturday. So I got a text, and somebody said it's the equivalent of making a 45-foot putt to make an 8 on a par 4. It's kind of nice and satisfying at the time, but what does it mean? What does that win on Saturday mean?
Man, it's a feel good. Not just for the team, but for all the fans that are traveling to Vegas. They got hope now. We have a little hope. We got some feel good heading to Vegas, to the Pit West. I mean, it's huge. And the thing is that we see how they can play, and we see them play a game like they played against Utah State. and that's what we hang our hat on. We hope that they can bring that and be consistent with that, and they haven't been all year. We know they've had their issues with discipline and guys not being a part of the team anymore, and those sort of things. But wow, that felt good, getting that W against the second best team in the conference.
Where was that team all year? Because I said to JJ, it looked like a team that I thought they played hard. I thought, and I think you got to give Paul and that staff a lot of credit, because when Manigault went out, I thought Cato was going to eat their lunch. My thought was, oh man, this thing's going to get out of control. I thought they played scrappy, creative defense on them. They played with heart, and they made plays down the stretch, which was something we haven't seen in months.
Well, they actually have been, you could see it, just an uptick in the defensive energy over the last couple of games. They actually were challenged to score the basketball at Air Force, and against Boise State. There were some challenges there, putting points up. But look at this game. This game, I think it was a final 64-60 or something like that. What was the final?
64.
Against you. Yeah, I mean, it was a low scoring. So I've noticed that not just UNM, but a lot of the scores in the conference play have been lower scores, and a lot of that's defense. Teams are better scouted. They know what you can do. But at the end of the day, I thought the Lobos made shots, right? They guarded. They brought energy. I mean, when's the last time you see a guy like Vance Jackson sprint the full length of the court and dive on the floor for a ball? I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, but you should see it every day, right?
Right, exactly. So, I think the coaches are getting the players there. You would have hoped to see that back in, January, December, but, it's a whole new season. It's March now, Jeff. This is, it's the postseason, right? So now, and it's good that they've got this win, and they got a chance to play like that here in the pit instead of trying to leave it all for Vegas, because you just can't flip the switch. It's got to be something that you practice and you do. And so they were able to complete this game here in the pit, get a W, and head to Vegas. Yeah, it's huge.
Hunter, the team got positive play out of the front court of Vance Jackson and Malawach. What I thought was interesting, and I asked Paul Weir about this when he was upstairs before he went down to talk to you guys, is why it was so effective. And then he mentioned the efficiency with the 3-guard lineup. What have you seen out of that rotation?
Well, I like Kurt Vegscheider. I like the freshman. He comes in, he's not making mistakes, but he's playing hard. And I think Coach even alluded to this in our post game, is that it's contagious. When guys start playing on-the-ball defense, where I thought Zane Martin did a wonderful job against Porter, I thought that caused problems for them. When you can pressure that point guard, chop it off at the head so they can't really get into their offense, just make it a little more challenging. But I thought the play of those freshmen, guys off the bench, guys that have been contributing, I mean, heck, even Jordan Arroyo coming in and giving 2, 3, 4 minutes, I mean, he's not going to hurt you. He's playing solid defense, and now we're looking throughout, and that's a team that had size, and I thought, that Lyle, who took it upon himself to guard Keita, down low, that was huge. So you're starting to see some things that are, and they tweak, you could tell the coaching staff has tweaked some things defensively. The key for them is really to be able to make shots. But be able to stay within the system and move the ball. Don't get caught up on the one-on-one shooting a 30-footer. I think that's when they get into trouble. But the things you can control, like rebounding and playing hard defense, that'll get you places, and you can win some games here, in the Mountain West Conference tournament.
Lobo great Hunter Green is with us. You listen to him along the Lobo Radio Network with Robert Portnoy calling the games.
And one of the things that Paul Weir talked about was Jaquan Lyle. The last 2 games, while he hasn't been great, he's been much better across the board. And you look down, you say he was 3 of 13 from the field on Saturday night, but 10 assists and just 3 turnovers. What have you seen out of Lyle the last 2 games?
Well, the fact that he has acknowledged the fact that he's going to draw attention. He's going to bring the double team, the triple team, and that he's got to be the distributor. He's got to find that open man. And I saw that against Utah State, and he's capable of doing that. I mean, he could do it from the post position. He could do it from the wing. He could do it from the point. So those are the type of things that he's starting to realize that, look, I can help this team. Even if my jump shot's not falling, I can help the team by being a distributor.
What do you think of the draw now? It's San Jose State in the first game. They're really scuffling. They beat you once, and I almost think it's good that they beat you once, so they'll have your attention. And then a potential rematch with that team you just beat. And JJ thinks, and I agree with him. Aside from Keita, they match up pretty well with Utah State.
Yeah, they do. I mean, like Coach said, you go to the small guard lineup. They have matchup issues. I mean, Keita actually had a hard time guarding Manigault. As Manigault stepped away from the rim and started shooting from outside, that was a challenge for Keita. I mean, so I like that when you talk about Utah State. San Jose State, I think they've won 3 games in the conference, of course, one of them being us. I think, you just go in there, two things. You play tough defense and you rebound the basketball. I mean, whether the shot's falling or not, those things will keep you in the game and give you opportunities to win. And it's not going to be a piece of cake just walking in and just showing up against San Jose State.
Hunter, Saturday night, it could have just easily been another game the Lobos get through, struggle, move on, conference tournament. But the character they showed, and it's easy for all of us to say, well, where has that been? Where has that been? When you watch what the players and coaches were able to do Saturday night, just what does that say about who they are right now to play like that when everything else went wrong before that game?
Well, first of all, the power of the pit. But I think more importantly, I was really impressed with the decision-making, right? Like Zane Martin in closing seconds of a game or minutes, I mean, he hasn't made really good decisions, so he's gotten better at that. And I really thought that was a critical part of the game Saturday. But you got to give the coaching staff credit. I mean, they've been working tirelessly to try to get this team, tweak it here, tweak it there. The insert of the bench players and freshmen, and I mean, he's trying to do a number of things to get guys to play at a high level. But, I mean, guys like Corey Manigault, you're going to need him to play like he played in the pit, to be focused and to be able to do the things that he was able to do on the court. But, I just think the coaching staff has really worked on it, and, you hope that you can see some consistency throughout now heading towards the Mountain West Conference tournament.
Do you think there's finally been an acceptance of, hey, those guys aren't coming back, this is who we are, we got limited time, we just like playing basketball, and winning's fun?
Jeff, I think that's a very good point. That question right there, I think that's the key. I think had they determined that, made that decision early on, and said, look, we're not getting them back. This is who we are, and maybe you tweak then, and then you determine this is who we are going forward. Instead of kind of waiting in this lull that maybe we'll get them back, there's hopes that we'll get them back. I think that's kind of where they got stuck. And then once they determined, look, after we lost, I think it was we lost 5 in a row. Look, we're not getting them back. We got to figure something out here. And but yeah, I think had they determined that early on and tweaked it and made some decisions like, look, this is who we are going forward, I think we would have got here sooner. We would have been playing better basketball here, in late February going into March.
Yeah, it's like, who are we doing this for, man? Let's you look around the locker room. We've all been in a locker room at some point, and if you whether you like the coach or you don't like the coach, or the message is old, and 4 months, 5 months into a season, the message from the same voice probably gets stale at some point. Who are we doing this for? And I just got a feeling the other night, senior night, winning's fun. Let's go out and play for us, and this is who we are. It was the first time in a long time I just got that feeling for 40 minutes they banded together and played for themselves.
Well, it's funny you say, because Coach mentioned something about, I want these guys to have fun doing this. Well, once you win, winning's fun, right? I mean, you can't deny that when you win. So they've had fun, a little fun now, and so now there's a little pep in their step. They're going to Vegas. Let's stay dialed in. Let's stay focused. Let's play hard, and let's see what happens. I mean, I think there's a lot of things we can discuss in terms of challenges throughout this season. But this is who they are, and this is who we're taking to Vegas, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, you're looking at San Jose State, and you say, hey, we can, that's doable.
Yeah.
Utah State, we just beat them Saturday. That's doable. Why not? Yeah, I mean, you could think back and look back, but I think at the end of the day, winning is fun. They're getting back to fun. The feel good is good. folks, the fans are heading to Vegas. Like, before, that's just the mood. This dark cloud. Yeah. Oh, man, we're going to Vegas. Should I cancel? I got all this money in it. My tax return's coming. Like, it's like now all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute. We look good. We could do this. So, anyway.
All right, well, safe travels. You going out tomorrow?
Heading out tomorrow, guys. We'll see you there.
Which flight you on? What time you leaving?
I'm on the same flight as the team.
What time is that? They leaving early?
Are you asking me? 4:30, I think. 4 o'clock. It's a later flight.
I might be on your flight. I might not, but I'll see you in Vegas at some point. Always appreciate catching up with you.
Thanks, guys.
See you. He is he's terrific. He's Hunter Green, and he's a Lobo legend. And bottom line is, winning's fun, and I think at some point you forget that, right? You get into this whole losing sucks thing. Let's go out and change it and have fun, and that's just the feeling I got. And again, is it a 45-foot putt to make an 8 on a par 4? I don't know. We'll find out when we get to Vegas this week.
And it's the mindset of someone that's been in that situation. It's easy to talk about from the outside and what we've seen and how everything has gone wrong, but it really is just on to the next one. If these guys want to handle it that way, they can go out there and beat San Jose State and then set themselves up for just round 2, right? It's only the second time they'll see Utah State this year.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, Sports Animal.
The king of sports talk radio, Jim Rome.
If you don't say you've been listening to me for 20 years, I say to you that is like maybe the stupidest thing I've
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lescombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lescombe. Today, our D.H. Lescombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine.
Good to hear Hunter. And say thank you to him. Looking forward to being in Vegas for the Mountain West Conference Tournament. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. These are the guys who were sent, the conference tournament sponsors were sending us there. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. Hooters is your college hoops headquarters. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. I do. And Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. And remember that Saul calls Rudy. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, and Josh. Don't forget, you can watch the program on ProView Networks. Go to ProViewNetworks.com. Go to our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, or Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. Good stuff from him. So he likes the matchup. He likes the energy. He like there was a different Hunter Green that we've talked to throughout the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's amazing what one win can do. Now, there's a lot of people out there that have the mindset of whatever did you see this season.
That's right.
Understandable. What happened Saturday night does not erase everything that's gone on until this point. But going to Las Vegas, I'm expecting them to handle San Jose State. And you go into a Utah State matchup that we've seen over the last couple of years. They play surprisingly well against them. If they can carry confidence over, at this point in time, it doesn't matter what you did. It's what you do. And if you can get enough buy-in, enough character, because that's really what I go back to. The togetherness that this team showed Saturday night is something we haven't seen in a while. And it's the execution. Hunter brought up Zane Martin's playmaking late in the contest, and despite just 3 of 13 from the field, Lyle did enough. 10 assists, 3 turnovers, playing a solid role within a team. And it was something even Paul Weir mentioned, and you noticed that, yeah, you're going to miss some shots. You're going to take some bad shots occasionally, but when they were struggling, a lot of it was going to the rim. So that to me, like, I'll take some aggressiveness attacking, even if it's a contested shot when maybe the offense isn't the best, as opposed to just settling. And I think that was some of the overall mindset and what you saw from this team Saturday night.
Fair. And let's see what you get going into Vegas. All right, Bob, what your thoughts coming out of that game? Hope, can they do something? I mean, if you look at the potential, if you think they could beat San Jose State, and then you say, Jeff, they just beat Utah State, they're not all that, and then you look at what potentially Nevada on Friday night. I don't know. You like it? Beats the hell out of them and plays San Diego State on Thursday, doesn't it?
And that's what conference tournaments bring to the table, is just a glimmer of hope, just a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel. And you go in with a win. Maybe some people buy in. Hunter Green's excited. We'll see what this team does to respond, because that's what they haven't done, is had any consistency over the second half of the season. And unfortunately, all you can do is wait and see if they get there to the Utah State game.
All right, James is in on the women, says, boy, I sure don't get this. Why in the world did the women fly back to Albuquerque from Logan instead of straight to Vegas? In addition to the extra wear and tear of another flight, because it's so hard to sit on a plane. At this point, the extra day of prep is more important than one more day of class on Friday, when most players probably have limited courses anyway and spending the rest of their time in the air. No wonder the Lady Lobos ran out of gas. So they lost because they came back home, JJ. They've been running out of gas in the fourth quarter all year long. John says this is his yearly rant. Morning, guys. Well, here we go again with predictions and projections. Big Ten sending 10 teams. The other 5 conferences setting a minimum of 4 or 5. Come on, man. The ACC, the AAC, WCC, Mountain West Conference, and Atlantic 10 are all deserving of multiple bids. You look at the Pac-12 and you look at the Big 12 and past Kansas and Baylor, the records are comparable to the non-P6 I mentioned. Don't give me quad wins when a lot of P6 teams have losing road and conference records. Plus, rankings are questionable in mostly P6 conferences. Nevada, UNLV, and Utah State aren't the same teams they were in pre-conference. New Mexico State's already being projected to NIT status if they don't win in their conference tournament. Remember when P6 teams were in just because they won a couple games down the stretch? Well, great win for the Lobos, but it kind of makes me wonder what the heck is going on. Will be nice to see them win 3 games and get to the NIT, or 4 and dance, but I don't think so. Go Lobos. They're not getting the NIT if they win 3. There's no NIT. You see any NIT?
I think the only postseason for the Lobos if they win the Mountain West Conference.
That's it. I see no NIT. Lobo Hobo says, want to feel old, Jeffy? Not really. Remember when Vegas used to be the Lady Lobo invite? It seemed they won it every year. Well, their last championship belt was 2008, 12 years ago. And you could tell by the sparse crowd yesterday, which was probably still the best of any play-in team, it's no longer Wise Pies West. In the Bradbury era, they've lost in the quarters in 17, lost in the quarters in 18, lost in the quarters in 19, and lost in the play-in this year. I don't know if that makes me feel old. Other things make me feel older. I looked in the mirror. The gray in my beard. I don't know. There's a lot of emails. I'll get back to some of these after the break. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. It's getting sunny, getting warmer. Want your car to look nice, JJ Buck?
I do.
You should call my friends at On the Spot Auto Detailing. You know what they'll do? They'll come to you. While you're hanging with Austin at the house, they'll be in the driveway detailing your car. You got to work. That's right. Convenient for you. When and where. They'll come to the office. So while you're getting work done, On the Spot Auto Detailing's in the parking lot detailing your car, not just cleaning it. Detailing your car. Protecting your vehicle from all the regular stuff that goes on, the rocks and the New Mexico stuff. They've got a regular wax job all the way to a ceramic coating that lasts up to 5 years. On the Spot Auto Detailing, you got a lot invested in your car. Make sure you protect it. Stains, spills, pet hair, all gone. Those big car washes make you wait in line. Hundreds of cars go through them every day. Unless they keep those brushes clean, they may scratch your paint. And they're done in 7 minutes. 7 minutes! On the Spot Auto Detailing will spend about an hour more detailing your car and doing it the right way. This is phenomenal. Call On the Spot Auto Detailing. 505-859-2859. 859-2859 or go to otsdetailing.com.
The legend lives here.
To the conference tournament, so we will not have them on the air today. Men at it on Wednesday, 3:30 on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. We'll be there for you in Vegas and take care of that for you. 505-246-0610. That's how to get in today. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, and Jay Bro producing for you over on the ProView Networks side. Chris, thanks for holding. Good morning, Chris. How you living?
Good. I think JJ had it right. Where was this team the last few weeks? I'm at all the games, so you could really see the difference. There was an intensity on defense. Never mind whether they made mistakes or not, which obviously there was defensive mistakes made during the game, but the intensity was there. They were pushed out beyond the three, guarding on the perimeter, and it was working. And you can say, Utah State they took them for granted.
No.
That was a different Lobo team. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
If they weren't ready for it, it's because the Lobos were much more prepared.
Yeah, that was a different team. I thought they played with heart, grit. They played defense. They made shots. They were down 14. Look, when they were down 14, Manigault's in foul trouble. You're playing against it, and I don't care whatever. And Keita didn't play well, but you're playing against a 7-footer with that kind of skill and athleticism. You could have packed it in and said, "All right, fine. It is what it is." And no, I'll give it to you. You don't have to apologize. You're right. That was a different club than we've seen.
Yeah, and so. If you play like that, obviously they beat San Jose playing like that. Can you beat Utah State again? I don't know. Maybe is a point guard going to be back? It looked like he might have had a concussion. I don't know. Maybe he was just down because of what he did. I can't speak to that. But Sam Merrill, if their point guard isn't playing or isn't 100%, Sam Merrill's not a point guard. He could not handle the pressure when he became the point. That's not what he is. He's a 2. And, his advantage is getting those open jump shots, and he's pretty good at it. But Keita, we can talk that he didn't play well. He had 18 points and 14 rebounds, along with his 8 turnovers.
8 turnovers.
And, you could say that the turnovers had a lot to do with the front and back, where you had small guys there who, going after the ball and knocked the ball away a bunch of times. So that may be the way you defend him, and maybe the Lobos found his weakness. And that, nobody else has even attempted to do. So don't get me wrong, I don't think they're going to win the conference tournament. I don't think that they have the depth where they need to be and the strength where they need to be. But they could make a little run and, at least finish the strong on a positive note. And I never thought that they were going to fire Paul Weir anyway. To be honest, if they lost badly, Saturday, and then lost to, the first game badly, that would have been one thing. I just never thought it was going to be. He's going to get one more year, and we'll see how it goes.
Right on. Thanks, Chris. 2460610. Did you ever come up with your ballots?
I did.
All right, so what do you got? So, again, my first team all-conference is Malachi Flynn, Jalen Harris, Sam Merrill, Carvaccio, and Bryce Hamilton. I went second team. I went Alston from Boise State, Yanni Wetzel, Lavelle Scotty from Air Force, Grimes from Fresno State, and Maldonado from Wyoming. And then I have third team Wetzel, Knight, Jessup, Keita, and I think Williams.
First team all conference, I have Flynn, Harris, Merrill, Mitchell, Carvaccio. Second team, Hamilton, Jessup, Isaiah Stevens, Grimes, Wetzel.
Yeah, Isaiah Stevens is probably the guy I need to put in here. Yeah, I knew there was someone I'm missing. What do you got third? Do you have a third?
That I would have Alston, Scotty, Keita, and give some shot Knight.
We got the same names mixed up on second and third, and you've got Mitchell first team, and I've got Hamilton. And I don't have a problem with that. I could see the Aztecs getting 2 on first team because they won the league by 5 games. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've got Flynn, Harris, Merrill, Carvaccio, and Mitchell. And you got Bryce Hamilton second team.
Freshman of the year is going to be a heck of a battle.
Newcomer of the year is Flynn, right?
Yeah.
Who am I
battling? The freshman team could be just as good as second team all conference this year for.
Who are we thinking?
When you got Stevens in there, Orlando Robinson, Fresno State has some very good numbers as well. Roddy, so you got 2 freshmen right there from
terrific
Colorado State, and while they finished 11-7 in conference, think just look at performances that could absolutely have potentially 2 players, first or second team all conference in the top 10. And it's and I'm interesting to see how people look at Kid, because he is such a factor defensively. Did miss 4 games, so does that skew the numbers a little bit if you're looking at just kind of giving recognition to all conference. And that's when I look at an all conference team, or even like say all-star voting, it's not necessarily, I don't look at it as, well, I have to vote this guy in because he's the best player. These are things that I think it's okay to give credit to, been there, done that specific season. We know not necessarily some of these guys aren't the most talented players in league. I think when you look at all conference teams or even like all-star nominations, you should get credit for what you're doing specifically over that time period.
I forgot what I was just going to ask you. All right. Lance, good morning.
Hello. Your question, are you guys taking the wives to Vegas?
Well, he's not going, and I don't have a wife. So no.
Oh, I know. Okay. Oh, what about JJ?
No, JJ's here. JJ's
he's staying there. Okay. Anyway, well, I'll just checking. That's an important question.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's a nice, beautiful morning. Birds are chirping. 3 wild horses were in front out here a little while ago drinking, but the wind stopped. But most of all, good Lobo banter finally on your show. It's been a long time, and apparently, I heard the game, but, if they're a different team, like everybody says, like you said, they play defense and you rebound, but I've seen teams with this much talent, play bad during the season and stuff like that. But when they get in a tournament, all of them can shoot. I mean, there's a guy I don't think on that squad that can't nail threes, and you get hot, and you never know. And, I heard a guy earlier, the guy with the rant, on the text, and, he's absolutely right. I go back to the Aggie thing, all that huge win streak, you're telling me, and if they end up losing to a team they played a third time, then people are saying they're not going to the tournament. I see Colorado still ranked. Every time I see them, because I root for Colorado too, every time I see them, they've lost. They lost last night again. I saw them lose twice on TV. They're losing all the time. But yet they're even still ranked like that. I think the Lobos could probably take that team. I'm looking at that. I know the Aggies could. So that whole thing, and they're all from the East Coast, so you never have a chance. Hey, did I hear a hoser call earlier?
Yep.
Well, see, he's on company time now. He's pulling an Edward. Pretty soon he'll have his own segment.
Thank goodness they all call. They're all on company time.
Yeah, it's going to get longer and longer. He misses his job. He'll be asking for it back soon. But just remember, he dumped us, okay? He's the one that dumped us, so we're all a family here, and, you step outside the family and leave us.
He's still part of our family. He had to take care of his family.
Okay, all right, I'll give him a break because he's a nice guy. But
he had to take
all
care
right,
of his
well,
family.
hey, man, good luck on the trip. Hey, how do you guys get your equipment there?
Put it in the cargo, and we send it, just like
so you're able to send all your stuff on the plane, because I wasn't sure how much stuff you guys had. Wow, that's a lot of work, and I appreciate you guys doing that for us fans, man. I mean, that is really
That's the
cool.
first guy who says thank you for going and working hard in
You really do
Vegas.
a good job at covering this Lobo thing. I love the announcers, and you spent, so much time listening to people gripe all, for the last few weeks. It must have been really hard to take. So at least we have a beautiful day and good Lobo banter. Have a nice day.
See ya. See, he's the first guy who said thank you for leaving your family and going and working extra hard and extra hours and going to Las Vegas and cover. It's the first one who said thank you. And I thank you. I appreciate that, Lance. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's hard work, as you well know. I remember what I was going to ask you. No brainer on Coach of the Year, right?
Brian Dutcher.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll wrap it up. I'll get you through as many emails as I can. 505-246-0610. He said thank you. Jeff, taking the Anchors to Vegas. Doesn't Lance know this is a 100% business trip? It's from Bad Street. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings.
OD in your AM. Happy Monday to you. It is March, and that means madness. Did you see the celebration? There was a big countdown at a bar. like a New Year's Eve celebration somewhere. Hey, it's March. Probably in Kentucky or in.
Were you just seeing the meme of the same bar, and then they just put a different?
No. This one I saw the meme, but this one was real.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I saw it somewhere. It's kind of like Midnight Madness and that whole thing. No, I saw that, and then this one was real. All right, Brutus said they're all soft, JJ. All of them, including Nunez, he says. The day before the media was probably the day. Oh, okay. So this is me responding. Remember, he called in and said, Nunez came out and said he's holding the coaches accountable. And I said, well, the coaches were informed, well before the media was. So they're all soft. They are all soft, including Nunez. That day before the media was probably the day that the lights came on for Weir. If I was Weir, I'd have been thinking, what? Nunez throwing it out to the media and the public? I guess he was serious about those talks we had. I don't think he would or could fire me, could he? Would he? Weir and his staff were totally engaged with the team versus Utah State, an engagement that Lobo basketball fans have not seen since Alford. Danny Gonzalez has it right. Coach and play hard with everything you got. Good things will happen as a result. A coach has to demand that playing time is great motivator. All right. He's always got to have the last word and be right, is what I'm hearing there. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Sarah says there has to be more going on with Lady Lobos than we know about, Jeff. You don't go from beating Nevada 3 weeks ago by 20 on Bob King Court to losing to the same squad by 10 in Vegas simply because Wolfpack suddenly improved that much. That's a 30-point swing. It's from Sarah. Yeah, there has to be more. I just, I question that going in. They felt to me like a team that just wanted this to be done. You don't feel that way?
It's a hard thing to deny when you look at how they finish games.
Okay. Terry says, really? Lobo fan is not going to give Weir credit for adjusting in the second half. Lobo defense was on point with pressure. They caused turnovers. We get blown out after dropping a 15-point lead. Lobo fan wants to hang Weir. He coached a hell of a game. Yeah, he did. Look, you don't have to like Paul. You don't have to like what he did all season. But at least give that coaching staff the credit for making adjustments on Saturday and getting something done. Yeah, the players made plays too. Jeff, you always say it's players who make plays. Yeah, players played hard. Players won that game. But give Paul the credit for making some adjustments and that staff and getting things done. Right?
Yes. Okay. To connect with the players in that moment, to get that out of them.
Carl says he was in on the Honda Classic. See, people like talking golf. Mm-hmm. Did you see golf this weekend, Jeffers? Yes, I did. It was ironic all these guys like Mick Fleetwood and Lee Westwood and Luke Donald, etc., that have always seemed to be in contention but never able to finish on Sunday were together on the leaderboard, and, of course, they all went backwards on the closing holes. 18 was a bear, man. That golf course is hard. The winning score with Sunjae Im was -6. Fleetwood was -5. He went in the water on the last hole. All the contenders tightened up on that last hole, including Im. Im went in the trap. His approach from 91 yards was short. It was a fun golf tournament to watch. Masters is a tradition unlike any other, and it's coming up. Dan says Juan Josue State is not good, Jeff and Micah John. I don't know where. Oh, okay. Juan Jose State. Yeah, I don't know what this means. The question is, can Lobo basketball get a big enough lead early where Weir can save some of his team for Utah State down the stretch? No, because he didn't have anybody to put in. Who's he going to play?
You got to play.
I mean, you got to go out and play. No. Who's he? They're not deep.
You just got a ball. We're not looking at Utah State and questioning that they only have 6 players that play 20 minutes or more on Saturday.
You love to play basketball, right? Go out and ball. Boy, how many is he sending me, for crying out loud? Honestly, like Brutus is like the Lance of the email, right? Multiples per day. Lobos may fare better versus those teams that beat them soundly during the regular season if they play both sides of the court. Up to Utah State, they had not committed or played good defense. Hope springs eternal. Truly depends on whether Weir and his staff demand it from them. The bench is a great motivator. Yeah, but again,
isn't that like what
I don't know.
Already said.
Yeah. Bruce says, no NIT. Jeff, there is zero, and I mean zero NIT chance for Lobo basketball. This isn't the same NIT of the Colston era where Lobo Athletics could buy their way in with 18,100 paying fans. P.S. On the spot. Isn't that the reason J.J. and Austin buck so he could you have the kid so he could wash your car? It's never too early to introduce a little guy to chamois. All right.
Yeah. Here, clean my rims.
Here. Yeah. Go out and clean my car.
It's fun.
Gopher says, best thing about the game yesterday, Jeff, was on local TV. It's been a long time since I was able to turn on the tube and watch the Lady Lobos. If that was the best thing about it, it probably wasn't that good of a day. I'm just saying. If that was the best thing about the game yesterday, probably wasn't that good of a day, right? I don't know what to tell you. All right, so what did we learn today? That fans are way more active on talk shows when they lose, which we already knew.
We knew that. It was a given.
Right? Phones ring off the hook when team. No, what are you laughing about back there?
This is so funny because it's true. Nothing today. Nothing.
Well, which is fine because probably more of us and less of callers is probably better anyway. But the phones, right? People lose their mind when teams lose, and they all say, "No, I don't like losing," but you sure do like speak up and talk radio when they lose. And the Twitter, right? The Twitter's more active.
Yes, everything is more active after a loss, and it's what cliche can you buy into? Do you believe that this team can come together and play one more game like that? Because I'm in that boat right now. I'm already looking past San Jose State.
You better not.
They better not be. I'm looking past San Jose State. Back to the meeting with Utah State, but it's just a little bit of hope. That's all you need, just a little bit. And Saturday night, it was a good moment. It doesn't erase everything that's happened, which is why there's still so much hesitation, which is the reaction you get after they play a game like that. And people,
1 minute.
Whatever, have you seen everything else? It's understandable. You get to the last game of the season, it doesn't erase what the whole year was. But that's what conference tournaments are about, the unexpected.
And here we go. Thank you to Hunter Green. He was with us today. So was Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez. His Lobo football spring practice begins tomorrow. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Dan Patrick Show will be after that. The Sports Bar comes to you this afternoon at 3:30. Return with more award-winning radio for you tomorrow morning beginning at 7 a.m. JJ, you going to be here?
I'll be here.
All right, big day tomorrow. I mean, we're working on stuff.
Always huge.
Get more into the high school brackets, too. All right, go out.
15.
There, Josh, great work. Micah as well. See you tomorrow. Enjoy that sandwich today. Go out and be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. See you tomorrow.